All right, guys. It is week 3 for our boot camp, and Danielle's going to open it up, and I'll let you guys take it away.
Thanks, Artie. Hey, guys. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to our Tuesday night leadership Zooms. I'm Regional Vice President Danielle Pacini, and we have a real treat for you tonight. But before we jump into our boot camp number 3, I just wanted to quickly go over some month-end things. You know, this is the last few days now of the month, and we know that a lot can happen in these last few days. So if you are nowhere near your goal, don't even worry about it. Just put your head down and get to work, because that is how you get to your goal. And I always tell people, like, say you're aiming for 10,000, but you only do like 6. But if you weren't aiming for 10, you would have maybe done like 2. Like, are you really going to be disappointed that you did 6? No. And you're going to be, catapulting yourself into the next month with that momentum, and you can ride it to area qualifications and beyond. So just remember that. And if you guys could all make sure you're muted, I would appreciate it. Thank you. So I just wanted to quickly go over some things that you want to make sure you're doing. So preferred rewards, especially your preferred clients that have rewards that expire at the end of the month, you really want to make sure you're contacting them, you're not bugging them, you're reminding them. I mean, obviously, if they told you that they're not going to use it or that they don't want you to remind them again, then don't. But I typically remind people at the beginning of the month, somewhere in the middle of the month, and then the beginning of close week. So I reminded everybody again yesterday, and I will be reminding them again the day before close, so Thursday, because we still want to give them like 24 hours, right? Because it's our priority, it's not their priority, but it doesn't mean they don't want it, right? It doesn't mean that they don't want to use it. And I've even had people tell me like, oh, I'm not going to be able to do it this month. Guess what? I'm still going to remind them on Thursday. And I've even asked them, oh, is it okay if I pass it along to someone else? And if you don't know how to do that, you can ask your upline. So make sure that you are checking in with preferred rewards. You also want to check in with people who are up for renewal, both consultants and clients, especially working consultants, you guys. If you let your number expire, it can be really bad, so don't. But even non-working consultants, they get the discounted renewal. So make sure that you're checking in for renewals. For preferred clients, you want to make sure they're doing the $250 order to get their renewal for free and get a free gift, right? Why wouldn't you want to do that? Qualifications and promotions. Even if you have a small team, like, just go ahead and look and see who's close to district manager. I have a consultant on my team that hasn't been active for years, but she's a consultant for the discount, and she's at 977 right now. So she's PQV, because one of her clients ordered like a ton of stuff, and she placed like a small order, and I was like, you know what, you're almost in qualifications for district. And she used to be a district. So I reached out to her, just to say like, hey, district is on sale this month. And that's the other thing I want to remind you guys. I said this at the holiday party, but I really, really want to just like drive it home for you guys. District is on sale this month. Like, if Nordstrom was having a 40% off sale and they said you can come into the store and buy anything you want 40% off in the next 24 hours, like, no matter what you had going on, you'd be like, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure out how to get there, right? So that I can go get some great stuff at 40% off. You guys, a bonus, what am I trying to say? A pay increase. It's on sale for 40% off right now. You can do 40% less work and get an 8% pay increase for next month. Like, don't wait, you guys. Go out and get it. You can expect that your numbers will double or even triple in the next 3 days if you really put your head down and get to work. So just remember that. So you also want to go through and see who's close to promoting, who maybe is close to qual or close to promoting, and they don't really realize it. And if you're newer, ask your upline to go through your stats with you to show you. You also want to make sure that everybody on your team has at least 150 personal qualifying volume, so that they can get paid on everybody in their downline. That is one of the stipulations for getting paid in Arbonne on your consultants. So make sure that you have that. And if you don't understand it, you need to just check up with your upline, check the source, figure out, learn the comp plan. It's your business. You gotta know how you get paid and why you get paid. So that is really important. And then I just wanted to kind of give you guys a quick little tip of a couple things that you might be able to do in the next day or two. And these tips actually came from ENVP Renee Scott. Shoot, I lost it. Oh, there it is. Just a couple of them. Like, you can reach out to 30 people between now and Friday and ask them to take a look at the short video explaining the business opportunity, right? It's our best product, and it's easy to send out text, you guys. Just be clear, keep them short, and send like one of the Discover Arbonnes that we have at our disposal of somebody who is like the person that you're prospecting. Reach out and let people know about the 30 days. You know, it's still the beginning of the year. So people still want to feel good. They still want to be healthy. Post in your Instagram stories. You know, it doesn't really take that long. And start attracting people to you. You guys, you got to start. You know, you just got to start. And get samples out and follow up. Go through, who have you given samples to in the last couple months? Who have you talked to in the last couple months that maybe the conversation kind of died and you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot. I got to check back in with those people. So there's a lot that you can do in the next couple of days to really get some momentum and some volume. And I know at Close, we're always focused on volume, and that's great, right? Because it does make us promote and it does make us earn bonuses and all of that stuff. But you guys, the momentum that is created at the end of the month rolls into the beginning of the next month. And that is really what you want. That is really what you're looking for, because when you go into the beginning of a month with a team that is working, a team that is on fire, people who are excited, like at the beginning of a month, like that means that that month is going to explode. So with that, I get to actually introduce Melissa, who is she works in the sustainable fashion industry, and she works full time, and she's on her way to AM qualifications. So she's going to be our 3rd week boot camp. She's going to share some tips. So I am excited to hear from you. Take it away, Melissa.
Hey, thank you so much for all that information, Danielle. So I'm Melissahereida, district manager and independent consultant. I started my business because I saw the bigger picture of what Arbonne could do for me. Currently, all my family is back in Central California, and I've set my intention that I want to go back in a couple of years. But unfortunately, in the fashion industry, my commute would look pretty brutal. So I saw the picture and I saw that I can take my business wherever I'm going to be. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. And before getting started, I just wanted everyone to take a few minutes to jot down their activity from this past week. Laying it out and seeing what we've been doing for our business really puts us in gear to what we need to do. So how many reach outs did we do? How many new friends did we make this last week? How many turned into a presentation? How many people did we send a video to or do a one-on-one with? How many group events? How many did we sponsor or launch? And how many DAs did we go to or we brought a guest to? So week after week, we'll be doing this, and don't be scared of your numbers, because we want to improve that throughout the boot camp. When you look at those numbers, you want to be able to see that you increased from the week prior, because increasing our activity is what's going to grow our business. So now let's get to sharing. So it doesn't matter who you're sharing Arbonne to or where you're sharing it. You should always be sharing our pure, safe, and beneficial products as well as the business opportunity. I was so guilty of not taking that as a package. A couple months ago, I was telling Blanca, I don't understand why it's so easy for me to share the products but not share the opportunity. And Doctora Blanca diagnosed me with lack of personal development. And it really is. I still had all of that talk in my head of what is the person going to think if I come to them with a business opportunity. It's much easier to tell them my story about the 30 days and go from there. So let's not do that. It's very important. We don't know what the person's looking for. So we need to give them the opportunity to decide. Today we're focusing on a one-on-one basis when you're presenting this to someone, either in person or virtual. So here are some key points to remember. Number one, people don't remember what you say, they remember how you make them feel. So just be you. It doesn't have to be a scripted version. So start with questions. How have you been? How's work been? What's new with you? You want to break the ice. This gives you a better perspective of the person and how to present to them. Sharing on a one-on-one shouldn't be a pitch. They shouldn't feel that way, and you shouldn't come that way. If you show up in a suit or with a briefcase talking different, guaranteed your friend's going to be like, what is this cult that she just joined? Like, you don't want that. So come as you are. Number 2, paint pictures for people. When we're talking and we're using stories, people tend to be more engaged. So find places where you can incorporate your own stories. For example, if I were talking about the products, I can take them through my my routine in the morning. Like, I wake up, I brush my teeth, I wash my face, get in the shower, I do my makeup, I make a protein shake before I get out the door. Like, did you just realize how many products I use in the morning? And all of that I just redirected and I'm getting from my own store now. So just painting those types of pictures. And even when I'm talking about the business model, like, I was skeptical when I first heard about Arbonne, because I had this perception of network marketing the way my mom would do it. Sign up for everything, have to order every month. Like, she wasn't growing a business. So it was nice to finally get that perception out of my mind. So just plugging in stories wherever you can to keep the person engaged when you're presenting. Make it relatable and fun. Number 3, know what you're talking about. Belief has a sound, and if you're not confident in it, they're going to know that. So if you don't fully understand something, you won't be able to explain it to them in further detail. So go through your presentation. In my case, I use the 4 quadrants a lot. So make sure you know what you're talking about. For example, today we, are certified B Corp. We want to know what that means before we just start throwing it out to people. We want to be able to explain what that is. So anything that you're unsure about, just dissect it and be, really educated on what you're telling other people. Number 4, use repetition. So we've heard all of this information a number of times, but someone we're presenting to, they've only heard it probably once from you. So you want to touch on a few things several times. So for example, I'm looking for someone who shares products they love. I'm looking for someone who's wanting more in life and who knows others who want more in life. Explain that to them and explain several times what it is that we do. We want them to understand what we do. We use products we love, we share it, and we show others how to build this business. Number 5, you want to link between your slides, or in this case, the quadrants, so that there's a better flow. I'd be lying if I'd say that I'm not super nervous and anxious right now, but that's probably going to take a while to get over. And in my presentations, I'm sure I'm just as nervous. So knowing where I'm starting and where I'm ending really helps get a good flow of the presentation. So for example, if I'm always starting my presentation with the same sentence, in this case, I'd say Arbonne's a 40-year-old company is a brand and business, number one global brand for healthy living from the inside out. If I am constantly practicing that's what I'm starting with, and ending that quadrant with our mission is to empower people to thrive with sustainable, healthy living and a passionate and diverse and inclusive community, then from there, I know that it's flowing into the products. So just having that all down really helps with the presentation. So number 6, adapt to who you're talking to. If you asked enough questions in the beginning, you have kind of gauged what that person's looking for. Arbonne offers many solutions for wrinkles, solutions to, boost your self-confidence, being your own boss, but you need to connect the dots and figure out what solution is going to help this person. And here you can use other stories. Maybe I'm talking to someone who's got tons of businesses going on and is super busy. Like, I wouldn't be able to use my personal story there, but that's why plugging into others' DAs and hearing other stories, you can use their stories to be like, hey, I met so-and-so and they built this business and they have a super diverse portfolio and they're still growing this growing this business. So number 7, ask questions. If you're presenting to someone, and I probably had the same face too, like, our thinking face is normally not like, they're probably looking really scared. So stop yourself. Don't be afraid to ask them, is this making sense? Is there anything you want me to touch on before we keep going? And then number 8, stick to the point and keep it short. You want to keep your presentations to 20 minutes. The longer you take and the more information you fill this person's cup with, they're going to be like, there's no way I can weave this into my day. There's no way. She just took an hour and all this information. I can't memorize this. So you want to keep it simple. Number 9, before the one-on-ones, some tips is practice makes perfect. So you need to keep doing it every day. Record yourself doing your presentation. Listen to it in the car. It can go one of 2 ways. Either you listen to it and you're like, wow, this girl's amazing. She's got it down. Or 2, I need some improvement on XYZ. And you go back and record yourself again. Number 10, a strong beginning and a strong end. A lot of people make the mistake of not starting with their story and their why when they're presenting to people that are their friends, because they just think they already know my story, they know what I've been up to. But no, you should start with your story and really tell them why you're doing it, what attracted you to doing this business. It helps them relax and just thank them for giving you the opportunity to present this to them. And end strong. Now they've got all the information, but share your own concerns. What were your concerns after you heard this information? Like, what were your hesitations? And share what you love now. I like to end with, if you keep doing exactly what you're doing, where will you be in the next 3 to 5 years? And are you okay with that? I feel like it's very strong. It had me thinking, and quite frankly, that's when I was like, I'm going to be doing the same thing. I'm going to be stuck in this circle of, well, I want to move back, but I can't do that because I can't support myself back home. Like it's going to be a vicious cycle. But I like to end with that. And just end with a call to action. You can't make the decision for the person, but if they have questions, you want to make sure that they're comfortable enough to just pick your brain. And if it's a no, that's okay. If it's a maybe, then you want to really stress to them that if they're thinking of starting, it's better now than later. And straight after your presentation, stop talking. Just ask questions. What did you enjoy the most? If you had the extra income, what would that mean to you? And do you just have any more questions for me? If they need some more time or information, then, have some testers ready for them and put a date in the calendar to follow up. Some extra tips, like I was saying, to really know other people's stories and is to plug into DAs from other VPs. 2 weeks ago, Blanca invited me to Donna Weiser's house, and I'm so glad I went. And I was telling her because it's like a total different vibe, and you get to hear so many other people's stories, people who are already successful, who saw that this business can be so much more, who wanted time and financial freedom. And now I have their stories to go back on, and then just practice presentation, see where you can improve. And when you're reaching out this week, ask people that. Like, I just want to practice. Are you open to, me sharing this information with you because I really want to practice? Do you have some friends that haven't heard about Arbonne? I want to practice with them. Like, it's okay to use that word. So I'll leave you with this. You can be successful using your sponsor for launches, bringing guests to DAs, sending audio and videos to people. But how you're really going to grow to the next level and beyond is by mastering your presentation and one-on-ones. This will make you 100% independent. It'll make your business portable. And just to know it in your sleep, if someone feels sick at our next team meeting, you can just pop up and be like, I'm totally ready to present this whole thing to you guys. So make it your mission to practice this week on the daily, book some one-on-ones, get those on your calendar. And that's my training. Any questions? I know I talk a little fast, so.
No, you don't. You were amazing. And that whole thing about sounding nervous, did you see that? I took a screenshot of people saying, girl, you're good. You don't sound nervous. So you're awesome. So you're feeling the fear, but you're doing it anyway. I have a question. So I know that this topic was something that was really rough for you. And I'm so happy that you chose it, which is everyone chose a topic that was tough for them. Mm-hmm. And that's how we grow. And so how does it feel from the time you said, okay, I'm going to do it? And then you've been doing it. You've been putting me in front of people. You're putting me in front of someone tomorrow. You're putting me to work, which is great. You know, you're getting like on it. From where you were to where you are now, what does that feel like to you? What's the difference?
It was definitely that personal development. As I had said, I was afraid to come to people with a business opportunity. And now, like I texted you yesterday, I feel on fire. I don't know who this girl is, but this feels good, you know, and I want to keep doing it. And it's crazy because the response that I would get from people, and like, you know, someone we talked to on Tuesday, she was like, you know, I like, kudos to you, Melissa, for being brave, like, and just going for it. And it's like, wow, like I was expecting the total opposite, but that fear, like a Kobe quote, the greatest fear we face is ourselves. And that's exactly what we do. It's just us psyching ourselves out of it.
Yeah. The story that doesn't serve us. So I'm so happy you're just, even if that story comes in, you're just switching it to a story that's going to serve you. Because the only thing that's real is this moment right now, not whatever happened to us years ago or whatever, whoever said what to us. Mm-hmm. What's real is right now. That's it. Not even our past success, our past failures, those don't exist unless we keep playing them in our mind. Ourselves think it's actually happening again in the moment. So live in the now, be the brave that you've been being, and just going for it. And that goes for everyone. So thank you, girl. You're awesome. Anyone else have a question? I don't want to hog you up.
You were awesome, Melissa. I know you talked a little bit about your story and where you're from and all that, but did you say how you were introduced to Argon?
No, I didn't. So my sponsor is
where we find an amazing gem like you.
Oh, well, my sponsor is Martha, and we actually work together. So we must really like each other if we want to spend our extracurricular time with each other. She invited me to her e-franchise launch. I started as a product user, and then shortly after that, like I said, I had great results with 30 Days to Healthy Living, and I was sharing it already. And from there is, you know, when I really saw what the business could do for me. If I was already sharing it, why not be making my own money and growing my own business? So yeah, look around with the people you work with. If they have good work ethic, that's the greatest place to see it.
Yeah. And you officially jumped in at our car party.
Oh yeah. That was a wild fiesta. How could you not sign up?
Yes. And everyone on this call, especially the ones, obviously the one on our team and Artie's teams, we all put that party together for sure. Yeah. So it was amazing.
And, you know, I told you that day, like, is everyone on your team? And Blanca was like, no, this is like all, you know, there's my sidelines too. And I was just like, wow, like this community is like so caring for one another. It's like if you were all one team. And I wasn't going to see that in the corporate world. Everyone's protecting their own job, their own position. So to see everyone just really cheering Blanca, cheering the success of the team, it was crazy. So anything else?
I had a quick question, Melissa. What did you find the biggest like obstacle for you in terms of making that shift? Or you said like, you know, you did the personal development, but what was that thing that you were having the most difficulty with in terms of presenting the business or being braver?
If I'm being quite frank, it's my job. I'm not happy, you know, I'm not super happy with where I'm at right now. So it was like, I need to get to work and I need to do it and I need to get over this fear and just kind of embrace this like, hell yes attitude. Like I want to get it done. So you just got to go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think a lot of people can relate to that. I think you should totally share that because I think lots of people feel that way.
Thank you that was great.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I have one last one.
Yeah.
What's your area manager date?
Ooh, for sure before GTC. Yes. I had my white party outfit picked out since last GTC when we went to go see Celine Dion. I'm copying one of her outfits.
That's awesome. And before you announce next week and Shelby closes it out, Level Up Brunch, you guys earn those bonuses. When you earn your DM bonus, 2 out of the 3 months, so December, January, and then February, or become a district manager or go area manager qual. We do Level Up Brunch in Long Beach. It's so much fun. Gifts, inspiration, helping each other out. It's so much fun. So don't forget that. It's going to be great. So, all right, Mama, take it away.
All right. Yeah. So next week, same place, same time, we have District Manager Katie Stover in Portland, who will be training on, are they a yes or no? And what's the next step? So now I'll pass it on to Shelby to close out the call.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? All right. So hi, everybody. Shelby, Michelle Times. I literally was asked maybe like an hour ago to speak. And, you know, leadership is not always convenient, and life is never perfect to get this business done. My husband left today on a business trip. My daughter just came down with a fever. I'm frantically writing sub plans, but I'm here. And that's just how life goes, right? We just got to hit it head on. So I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth, but, you know, I thought I'd just be transparent tonight, and because that is something that I need to work on, and just being more vulnerable. And so I'm just going to leave you with this. I'm going to read you a text that I wrote to my team last night. So here it is. I'm going to get sappy and just say how much I love you all. The Kobe tragedy is so much bigger to my community. Others on that flight were friends of friends and lived right here. I know as parents, the shock of the tragedy really hit hard. I can't wrap my brain around it. It's just so tragic. I will not leave an I love you unsaid ever again. Let's do this thing. And by this thing, I mean VP. Let's bring families home to spend the precious time together. Tomorrow is obviously not promised. At least Kobe created a legacy that his family will be financially okay and will be able to mourn and free to mourn as long as needed. Our families deserve the same security, and we can provide it. Again, I love you guys. So, my region's name is the Love Light region, and I believe that we're put on this planet to love each other and bring light to each other, and thank God for Arbonne, because that's what we get to do. And you know, this week is all about crunching numbers and QV, but, you know, let's bring that love and keep that love and the light in the forefront. And, you know, people are more than just numbers. There's stories behind them. And I love what you said, Melissa. Everything you said is great. Let's just go out there and love each other and breathe the light. And, you know, through that QV is going to come. I mean, that's all I have to say. I do love you guys all, and let's rock it out.
Thank you, Shelby. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Great.
Have a good night, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Danielle. All of you.
Happy close week.
Thanks, guys.
Hi,
Thank
Jane.
you guys. That was a great call.
Mhm.